corruption is, if not worse than what it was. Corruption is going on steadily in this government. If I were to score this government on the basis of their fight against corruption, of course, it's going to be a minus. Definitely. There's corruption everywhere. You see, when you make, I'm not making justification for corruption, but when you make life difficult for people to live, you cannot fight corruption. Corruption, to a large extent, is an effect of the cause. So instead of treating the effects, the symptoms, it is better to treat the cause. Unfortunately, our economy is down. Unfortunately, our politics is not even working. So, the Buhari government has not done what we expected of them as far as fighting corruption is concerned. Corruption is everywhere in this country. It's still there. You can touch it, you can feel it in every sector.
And can we talk about the economic sector of Nigeria as it is today?
That is, after the issue of insecurity, the economy is the next most pathetic. We live in a Nigeria where you cannot even guarantee your next meal. That is for most Nigerians, and that is the truth. A lot of Nigerians go to bed not knowing how they will feed the next morning. Things are as bad as that. Now, let us look at it from the very basics. Abraham Maslow categorized the needs of man into 5. Security, survival, security, self-esteem, actualization, and all of that. The very basic ones have to do with survival, what to eat, where to live. An average Nigerian cannot guarantee, as I speak to you today, a bag of rice is more expensive than the minimum take-home pay of any Nigerian worker. The minimum. In other words, a worker who is earning 30,000, I'm not talking of net. If it is net income, it will be less than 30,000 naira. So even the whole cannot buy a bag of rice. Let's say the man has a wife and a child, just 3 of them. How can they feed on 30,000 naira a month? Today we buy a liter of oil 170 naira per liter, 165, 169. We cannot continue this way. It's not possible. Nigerians are suffering. Some people are smiling, but most Nigerians are agonizing. Most Nigerians are crying. How did we find ourselves in this mess? The economy is down. In 5 years, we have entered recession 3 times. The current one is the worst. The government has owned up that we are in a recession already. Before you know it, government may find it difficult to even pay salaries of workers. It's happening at the state level. It has just started. Even the federal government will find it difficult. As we speak today, Nigeria still imports oil. I'm not saying this is the fault of Buhari alone. That has been since the days of Babangida Abacha. Is it impossible for this country to get out of that quagmire of having to export your crude, import refined oil, fuel? We cannot continue like that. You cannot run a system like that. Is it impossible for this country? If you cannot fix the old refineries, is it impossible for this country to build new ones? Even if it is 1 or 2, we can now augment with importation. When Buhari was asked about fuel subsidy, when he was coming to power, he said fuel subsidy was a fraud, and there was nothing called fuel subsidy. Today, he has not only paid subsidy on fuel, he has paid much more than any government in this country. So something must be wrong somewhere. Nigerians have to really sit down and look at all of these together. I mean, in a very holistic manner. We have a report of national confab where you have, I mean, first-class brains coming together to discuss this country, and they came up with a position paper, which this government has not even looked into at all, and is not ready to look into. We have to look at the papers again. We have to look at the processes again. Things are not working in this country. We cannot continue the way we are going. It's not possible. If we do, Nigeria may come to a halt one day, and very soon.
All right, thank you.